Hello and welcome to another review video, and in today's video I'll be talking about another project building on Polkadot, which is going to play a crucial role in the Polkadot ecosystem. And this just shows you how important Polkadot is and how much it's growing, and how all these projects are queuing up to either become parachains on Polkadot and launch that IPO, initial parachain offering, which is similar to an ICO in a way, but you do need DOT for that. And not only that, but also help the ecosystem grow by building bridges, by interconnecting other blockchains, so becoming interoperable with Polkadot. So that is amazing. I mean, we're just seeing constant growth from Polkadot, and very soon parachains auctions are going to start. So we're going to see more and more coming up on Polkadot. Now, Polkaswap actually play an important role on Polkadot because they're like the Uniswap of Polkadot. Now, they're obviously only going to do token swaps within the Polkadot ecosystem. Not only token swaps, but of course coin swaps, because all these coins that are going to be parachains on Polkadot are pretty much going to have like their own blockchain that is configurable within the substrate framework. But before we dig into it, I just want to let you know, my name is Claudio and this is CryptoSchain, the channel where I do crypto news, reviews, tutorials and interviews. So if you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and enable notifications so you don't miss the next video I upload that may interest you. As always, don't forget to click the like if you enjoyed the video, or dislike if you don't, and leave a comment below letting me know what you think of the video that I discuss. But to get straight into that, and we'll look at Polkaswap.io. This is the name of the website, which can be found in the pinned comment, by the way, depending on where you're watching this. If you're watching this on other social media platforms where I'm going to be uploading it, then do check the description of the video for the link. Now, what is Polkaswap? So it's the DEX for interoperable future. Polkaswap is a non-custodial DEX designed uniquely for the Polkadot ecosystem and hosted on the Sora V2 network. Now, Sora are actually another project on the Polkadot ecosystem. The price has absolutely gone bananas. I mean, I've known about Sora when it was just under $1 because the tokenomics weren't very clear. There were like 1.5 billion tokens in total supply, and only like 350k in circulation. So because of this huge discrepancy, I kind of stayed away from it. And then the CEO just turned around and said, sorry guys, I've actually got a surprise for you. I know it's going to affect some of you which were planning to buy but didn't, like me for example, but I've decided to burn the rest of that supply. So now the total supply is 350k more or less. I'm not entirely sure on the exact amount, but it's around that area of 350k. So of course the price shot up from under $1 to almost $200. It was like 170 or 180 all-time high. So it just shows you the power of tokenomics in this space, especially when it comes to Polkadot too, on top of that, right? Now, so like I said, they are going to be the Uniswap of Polkadot, but let's actually have a look at some of the details about them, because we want to understand, are they going to have a token? Yes, they will. So we'll be talking about the tokenomics of that too. Now it is in ongoing development, so they haven't launched yet, just so you know. And then here they're just reiterating what it is and how you can swap all these different coins on Polkadot. So Polkaswap is a DEX with the possibility to set up multiple liquidity sources under a liquidity aggregation algorithm. When traders call the swap function, the liquidity aggregation algorithm will fill the order books with the best offers from liquidity sources. Liquidity sources can be represented as AMMs, order books, or order algorithms. Because Polkaswap is an open source project, it will be possible to add more liquidity sources as community by developing inside the Polkaswap module. Now, does the Polkaswap DEX have a token? This is the question that everyone has, because people want to know so that they can get in and hope for price growth, of course. And again, this isn't financial advice or anything. Please do your own research. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. Do check the disclaimer. But people do want to know if there is a token usually associated with a project, right? So yes, Polkaswap does have a token. It's called PSWAP. Again, not available yet. The Polkaswap token enables users to create liquidity on token trading pairs in the Polkaswap DEX for the liquidity staking. Trading fees are used to buy back and burn PSWAP tokens, and new PSWAP tokens are minted to reward liquidity providers. So this is pretty much the use case for PSWAP, right? The PSWAP token issuer will be a smart contract that will distribute PSWAP according to program logic and to incentivize Polkaswap growth. Additionally, the XOR token will be used for paying network transaction fees. So actually the XOR token is the one that's very important and plays a crucial role in the Polkaswap DEX because you need it for the transaction fees, right? So now with only 350k in circulation, it's going to be very expensive to own one XOR token. So it is pretty harsh, you know, on some of the people that wanted to get in early, that knew about it early, like myself, for example, and the people in my community. But it is what it is, you know, you miss some, you catch some others. So, you know, no regrets for the past. Sometimes it's hard, you know, because you're thinking like, well, he was right in front of me, you know, I could have gotten in, but it is what it is. Now, there are currently no plans to sell PSWAP via an ICO private sale. How are we going to distribute it? Well, in the course of development, the team will soon publish more information about how the distribution is going to take place. And if you know about Uniswap, you know that this was airdropped to people that were using Uniswap before the 1st of September. Unfortunately, I didn't use it before the 1st of September, so I didn't get any Uni tokens. But I wonder if Polkaswap are going to do something similar with PSWAP. Maybe they're going to distribute to DOT holders, who knows, or maybe Kusama holders, or a mix of both, because you know DOT and Kusama play an important role. So it could be, right? It's just speculation from my side. We don't know. The team have to decide. Now, what's the utility of the PSWAP token, you're asking yourself, right? Well, they're answering that question here. The token incentivizes liquidity providers utilizing a deflationary model with respect to token supply. 0.3% of the fee for every trade in the Polkaswap DEX is used to buy back PSWAP tokens. Part of these PSWAP tokens are allocated to the liquidity providers, and part are burned to decrease the token supply. First, 100% of bought back PSWAP tokens are allocated to the liquidity providers, but with time, this percentage decreases with the burnt tokens. And then, of course, they're talking about how XOR will be used for the Polkaswap protocol. Now, I have not done a video review on Sora, on XOR, so it's something that I will be working on pretty soon, because I would like to try and cover as many projects on Polkadot as possible. I'm not saying that this channel is going to turn into a Polkadot focused channel, but I will be doing a lot of videos on Polkadot as I do videos on other things, like other projects, maybe lower market caps, new things that pop up that they may prove to be good, new small projects and things like that, you know. Now, Polkaswap will be built on top of Sora network, and the Sora token will be used for gas fees. So hence why Sora plays an important role. Now you understand and you get the bigger picture, because they're building, Polkaswap is built on Sora network. And liquidity provision on Polkaswap, of course, right? So XOR is a useful token for liquidity provision because it is stable-ish, they say so, right? Minimizing impermanent loss, highly liquid because of the token bonding curve market maker, and neutral between other Polkadot ecosystem projects, but uses DOT and KSM as reserves. Again, there isn't a roadmap yet, apparently, so we'll find out soon. More information on this. So obviously, the prices are going to be based on liquidity, right? So they're saying it here, every liquidity source will have its own algorithm to determine prices. When a user calls a swap function, the Polkaswap liquidity aggregation algorithm will fill the orders with using the best offers from the liquidity sources. How can I use Polkaswap as a trader? Well, there are 4 ways apparently to interact with the Polkaswap protocol: through the Polkaswap DEX frontend after launch, which is a front-end application, through the Fearless wallet, or the Sora app, which is also going to launch soon, directly through the smart contracts, and this is going to be after launch, right? That's another option. So yeah, I mean, this is how it is, right? Polkaswap is like Uniswap for Polkadot, and as you see, PSWAP, the actual token, is going to be used for liquidity mostly, but it is the XOR token that's going to play an important role, because the XOR token is used for transaction fees, and then, you know, transactions are always needed, right? You need it for transactions, so hence why all the hype with XOR, as we can see here. This is just another example. But another important aspect to keep in mind with Polkaswap is that they did get a grants foundation they're part of the grants foundation program from Web3. So because they got a grant, that means, of course, they've got a lot of funding. So it's not something that you should be concerned about, right? Because Web3 are playing an important role within the Polkadot ecosystem as a whole. So we can see Polkadot growing more and more, and all these different projects on Polkadot growing more. But again, just be careful, because just because something is claiming to be building on Polkadot doesn't always mean that it's going to be the hottest thing out there, and it can be speculative, and things could be impacting it in the long run, right? So we don't know for sure. There are projects that are trying to ride the Polkadot hype, saying that they're planning to build on Polkadot, but until we see proof, right, we don't even know that they're really going to do that. It could just be for their own agenda of hoping to get some price growth or something. But yeah, this is pretty much it from Polkaswap. And just one thing to keep in mind here, if you do check polkaproject.com, I've mentioned this in other videos, there are different tabs here, so you can see on all these new projects that are building on Polkadot are going to show up under the different tabs, and under the exchange tab we can see Polkaswap here together with Polka, DEX and Zenlink. And then there's the Twitter page on Polkadot as well, as we can see here on Polkaswap. This tweet here is quite interesting, right? This guy pretty much summarized it all. He's hyped about Polkaswap because there's going to be cross-chain swaps, so Ethereum, Bitcoin, and ERC20s, right? So not only Polkadot coins only, which is good, right? Gives it more flexibility. Non-custodial DEX, lower gas fees, transacts in second. Think Uniswap, but not limited to ERC20s because you can swap Bitcoin, etc. with it. So of course people are going to be hyped about this, right? Look how many people are using Uniswap. So just imagine with Polkadot the transaction fees are much smaller, right? So we'll see how long that lasts though, because obviously if the price of DOT grows, then things could be impacting in the long run. But yeah, I'm pretty bullish on Polkaswap overall. I know that Akala Networks application also allows swapping in and out, but that's more for the Polkadot ecosystem for now, right? Whereas Polkaswap is going to be focusing on everything. So that's the important difference here. So that was it from today's video. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye.